these laws so that you can maximize your manifest. Hello, welcome to lesson number 1 of Manifestation Mastery 2.0. So the first lesson we're going to be getting into is the 7 universal laws. You need to obey these laws and operate your life within these laws so that you can maximize your manifestation. Now, what you need to realize is that you are manifesting at all times. You are manifesting now with what you are thinking, what you are doing. Everything is manifestation. But when you choose to do this consciously, you can get anything you want in your life. Think of it like this. When you're playing a video game, GTA for example, you level up your character. You are not the body, you're not the person in the game, you are the intelligence behind that body. You are this invisible intelligence which is a creating force. It manifests everything. You are a microcosm of God, a creator. You're a manifester. You can take non-physical thoughts and produce that into a physical world, material world. So this is the mindset you need to adapt. So the first universal law is the law of mentalism. Okay, mentalism, everything is mind. There is one substance in the universe, and that substance is mind. Me, you, are mind. We are the same substance. Yes, we are in a different physical form, a different physical body. However, the mind, the substance that makes your intelligence, is the exact same. The mind is the universe. Everything is the universe. Matter and mind are one. So, the mind is cause. You are not the mind, though. This is what you need to understand. You are the soul, which is the observer of the mind. You are the one listening to the mind. You are the one behind the mind. However, without the mind, nothing can exist. There's no understanding. There's no intelligence. The soul is the consciousness, the observer, the awakeness, the conscious. The mind is the intelligence of your consciousness, your awareness. So mind is cause. Mind is the one substance. Good and bad are the same thing. Now let me break this down. Good and bad are two opposing things, right? But it's the same. They're 2 degrees of the same substance. Now, what do I mean? Hot and cold are different degrees of the same substance, and that substance is mind, perception. Your perception is what is giving it a degree. Is it good or bad? But it's one. Everything is one. Everything is all mind. Mind is the only substance in the universe. Okay? How to apply this principle? Discipline the mind. As we believe in our mind, so it be. We need to control our thoughts. We need to be mentally prepared, and mentally engaged, but not letting our emotions take over, because we are emotional as well as mental. The mind is the root cause of everything. Before you kick a football, a decision is made within your mind. Before you do anything, it's all in the mind first. The phone you have, the car that you have, is all designed. The buildings around you was all an image. It was all an imagination. It was a seed in someone's mind before they manifested it physically. So you need to use your mind properly by disciplining the mind. Disciplining the mind is the most powerful thing you can do in your life. Controlling your thoughts. Control where your attention goes, your mental attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you're controlling your life, controlling your mind, you're controlling your life, your physical life. Okay? So be aware of where you are. Be aware of your mental state and emotional state. and change it. You can change your mind. You are choosing to feel depressed. You are choosing to feel happy. You are choosing to entertain these thoughts within your mind. So the higher faculties of your mind. Imagination. Work on your imagination. If you can't, if there's no screen in your mind, then you have no imagination. Every single one of you should have a clear screen in your mind where you can pull anything you want into that screen. If I say think of an apple, there should be there should be an apple in your mind somewhere. This is imagination. You see, the mind operates on the highest planes of existence. The mind is not a physical thing. It's the thing controlling this physical form and manipulating this physical external world. Mind is the controlling substance. So imagination, work on your imagination, people. This will do this will have a great impact on your manifestation when we get into the exercises. You need imagination. You need it. You can't live without imagination. You can't manifest properly without it. So you can use your imagination. Practice it every day. Visualize things in your mind. Will. The will allows you to hold one idea on the screen of your mind. So this is where willpower comes in. How long can you hold this imaginational thought? How long can you hold this image on the screen in your mind? Will is a massive, massive tool, not just manifesting, not just doing all of this, in all aspects of life. You see, what I'm teaching is a lifestyle. This is not just, you can do this overnight. This is a lifestyle. You need to be doing this stuff every day, mentally progressing. When you mentally progress, you spiritually and physically progress. So you change your mind, you change your external world. So work on your willpower. Cut the dead food. Cut out all of the negativity and stick and have a strong willpower. And stick to your word. That is your will. Stick to your willpower. And like I say, practice imagination and do it for long periods of time. This will also help your willpower. Intuition. Intuition is the small voice inside your head that speaks your truth. It also gives you the ability to pick up on other people's thoughts and to read their energy. Intuition. The first thing when you walk into a room, you get an intuitive vibe. The vibe is a vibration of the atmosphere. Use your intuition to guide you in your life. Use your intuition to follow that path, because that intuition is taking you to the path that you're supposed to be on. Okay? So use your intuition. Memory. There's no such thing as a bad memory. There are only weak and strong memories, like a muscle. You can develop your memory by phenomenal degree through exercise. Exercise your memory. Recall things. At the end of the day, go throughout your day backwards. So when you got into bed, go through everything you did in your day backwards. Remember what you did the whole day backwards. And this will create new neural pathways in your brain, and it will exercise memory. You need to work on all of these. Reason. Reason is another one. Reason is what we use to think, to analyze, compare, and evaluate ideas. Reason is the ability to think, choose what information we accept, stir up, and use to come up with a brand new idea. What is the reason? What's the true reason behind what you want to manifest into your life? Is it coming from a place of negativity? Is it coming from a place of positivity? Is it coming from a good or evil place? You need to seek deep inside of you and truly ask why you want this in your life. Is it coming from something? Is it coming from a childhood trauma? Is it coming from a self insecurity? Reason is a big one. You should only be manifesting things that are positive, that will have a positive impact on yourself and the people around you and the consciousness and the collective consciousness and to the earth. It should not be a selfish thing. Reason is a good one because it's important. It's important because if you go and manifest something that came from negativity, it will only amplify that negative reason inside of you. Let's say you wanted to do something like you wanted to get rich, but it came from a negative place. Okay, it came from a negative place. The reason why you want it was very negative. You wanted to just flex on people and stuff like that, right? That will amplify. When you become successful, it will amplify that reason, and you will become pretty much an idiot. So make sure the reason's right. Perception. Your perception is your point of view. It controls what you become aware of in your environment and how you choose to see it. Your perception is your reality. You have to be aware that there are people's perceptions are all going to be different. You shouldn't let that affect your internal world. You need to come from a positive perception and a balanced perception. Everything is neutral. Everything is balance. You choose. Your mind chooses whether it's positive or negative. So your perception of things is what you need to change. You need to come from a balanced point. Don't let the external world affect your internal world. Your perception should be neutral. It shouldn't be good or bad. It should be neutral at all times, and try and neutralize and balance your perception on things. Your mind is the decider of your perception, a good or bad perception. The next universal law is the law of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. The outer world is a reflection of your inner world. This is so important, people. This is so important. You cannot go through life without knowing this deeply and understanding this. The friends you have, the car you have, the phone you have, all of the things you possess is a direct manifestation of all of the collective thoughts you've thought in the past. Where you are in life is a direct reflection of the thoughts you have thought in the past. You are here right now because of the thoughts that you thought in the past. The car you have, everything you have is a reflection of what you thought and what you've acted on. You have acted on them thoughts, and you are here right now because of that. What is inside of you manifests outside of you. Not just on a macro scale, on a micro scale. So like I always talk about how the body is the image of the stars, and we are God made flesh. Everything is us. What is outside of the world is inside of us. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. But I'm coming from a mental state here. Remember, the first law is mentalism. So you got to keep that in mind in every single one of these laws. The first one is mentalism. What happens in the mind happens outside of you in some way or another. Okay? The thoughts you think become your emotions that you feel. What happens in heaven happens in earth. What happens in the head, the thoughts, happens in the heart, which is earth. Heaven and earth. Whatever you think becomes an emotion, and that emotion influences your behavior, which will influence your action in the physical world. So therefore, if you think and feel that you are happy and rich, that will manifest into your external world. That will manifest into your behavior. That will manifest into your vibration and attract people in that similar vibration. You see? So we are physical. The physical effect of the spiritual. Hold on, two seconds. Sorry, people. So yes, you need to understand this, people. have to understand this. Connect with the inner self, connect with the divine consciousness inside. Okay? Use your mind to think and feel properly, and this will manifest into your external world. The friends you have are a manifestation of your internal world. Until you change your internal state, you will outgrow the people around you. And this is what happens. Law of vibration. Everything is vibrating. The speed of vibration depends whether on something appears solid, liquid, or gas. Every thought you think is a vibration. You don't think thoughts. You do not think thoughts. You receive thoughts based on the frequency that you are tapped into, based on the vibration that you are on. Now, what do I mean? This is why we call it a mindset. You set your mind to frequencies. So when you set mental attention on a thought that you've received, you are tapping into that vibration, and you will receive thoughts based upon that vibration. So that you set your mind to a frequency, you receive information and thoughts based upon that frequency, that vibration. So when you think, feel, and speak higher vibrational things, this manifests into your external world, because remember the law before, what happens inside happens outside of you. If you think, feel, and speak higher vibrational things, this will attract people on the same vibration. Okay? You do this positive thinking, positive affirmations, and remembering mind over matter. Mind manipulates matter. God is mind. Everything is mind. The universe is mind. You change your vibration, you change the people around you. They will sense this. Your friends will sense this. The people, when you start elevating your vibration and thinking positively and no longer entertain the negativity, your friends will sense this, and they will say that you've changed. But what you need to realize is what people say to you is a reflection of their internal state. So if someone's being negative to you, you've got to see that is a reflection of their negative internal state that they think about themselves. What you say negative to someone else is something deep down that you see within yourself. As within, so without. As above, so below. The law of polarity. Everything has two poles, good and evil, love and hate, attraction, disconnection. All the opposing forces are actually the same substance, which is mind, in various degrees. Therefore, everything is one, which is mind. For example, water can be ice, solid, or fluid based off the degree of heat. It's the same substance, but the various degrees of the same thing. The universe is balanced. You need to be balanced between good and evil. Look at your body. You have a left arm and a right arm. Your head is in the center of it. You should become balanced. You should become balanced. Your mindset should be balanced. Your emotions should be balanced. Your diet should be balanced. Your work life. Everything should be balanced. You must first correct your underlying limiting beliefs. If you are unhappy in your job, you focus all of your energy on finding a new job. So think of it this way. There's polarity to everything. You hate where you are in life right now, more than likely. That's why you brought this course. You want to manifest something in your life. Not everyone, but some of you hate your life. Okay? That hatred, you shouldn't hate, because that's going to hurt your body and your cells. But anyways, you can use that energy, the other end of that stick. That energy is draining you. Your hating mental state is draining your energy because you're letting it kill you. You can use that polarity, that other side of the energy, instead of killing yourself with it and getting yourself down, use that energy to finding something new. There's always two ends to the stick. I hate my job. You can either cry about it or use that energy to go and do something else and figure out what you can do. And that's the law of polarity. Use the other side. Use the polarity. Don't let it suck you in. Use it for purpose, for reason. The law of rhythm. Everything flows. Everything is out and in. Remember, the universe is made out of torus fields. This is a torus field. Comes out, back in, out and back in. This is a daily cycle. This is a yearly cycle. It's the cycle of the zodiac. It's the cycle of your life. You're out in the world, then you die from this world. You're out in this world, then you die from this world. Everything's a cycle. Everything's a rhythm. Everything has tides. All things rise and fall. Use the day and night cycle. Use the cycle. Create a cycle in your life. Don't let your life be chaotic. Don't be a feather in the wind. Create a purposeful cycle so that it works, so that you are progressing 1% every day towards this goal. Okay? Try not to get attached to outcomes, but work towards a mental state of neutrality or indifference. The key is non-attachment, positive thinking patterns. I need to get this out of the way. You hate your life. Okay? You hate your life. Hold on, my microphone's just changed. Okay, it doesn't matter. What you're experiencing now in life is a mental state. Think about this for a second. Everything is mind. You think, right, the job that you're in now, for example, you hate your job. You work at somewhere bad, you know, you're working in a gas station, or, you know, you hate it. You are suffering the mental state that you're in, not the actual job. You don't like the mental state that you're in. It's not the physical job. You're suffering the mind's reaction of what you're doing. Therefore, you desire a life where you do not feel this way. So what's that mean? What you really want is a altered mind state where you are not suffering mentally and emotionally. Therefore, use your mind. What you really, really want, deep down, is a mindset. You want a life where you're not suffering this mindset. So therefore, if you change this mind of yours, you change the emotional state. So when you do your bad job, or when you're there, change the mindset. Change it as if you love and you experience blissfulness and you experience amazingness. And this will manifest into your life. When you go home, think and feel the reality that you want. Think and feel the reality that you want. Create a cycle. I've gone a bit off guard there. But what you really want is a mindset. This is what you need to understand. Everything is mind. Okay? If you had the mindset properly, you'd actually stay in that job. But it's the mindset that you hate, that you're suffering from. Cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. The physical world is the effect world. What you see and experience is an effect of mind. The root cause is the mind. The building you're in, the microphone I'm speaking into, is the effect of someone's mind. Therefore, use this properly. When you push a domino, it will push all more. Every little choice you make has a massive impact on the rest of your life. Every decision you decide has the biggest impact ever. It has a domino effect on your whole life and the people around you. So if you see someone, let's say you want to get financially free, you see someone, you make a little comment, nice car, nice shoes. That could spark a conversation where you speak to him and he changes your life. Speak to people. Go to the gym. conversate with people. If you want to become the best, you want to own a restaurant, go and work at a restaurant and learn how it works. Use the law of cause and effect. Speak to people. This is the most important thing. Speak to people and use the law of effect. Do the action. You can't just sit around visualizing all day, or else nothing will happen. You have to use the law of cause and effect. Every cause creates the effect. Take action on your thoughts, on these thoughts that are based on reaching your goal. The law of gender. Everything is masculine and feminine. How to apply. We can use the law of gender by balancing the spiritual higher self and the physical lower self, or ego. It is important to not let the ego get out of control. Because when the ego becomes out of control, you're coming from a place of physicality. You're seeking physical pleasure. You need to come from a place of internal. You need to come from the internal. Don't let this external world run your life. Let the spiritual, the positive, run your life. The place of calculated thoughts and calculated action. The internal dialogue. Don't let your taste buds run your diet. Let the internal calculated mind run the diet, because the calculated mind knows you should be eating healthy things that feed the mind, body, and soul. But the taste buds just want sugar and bad food. So balance the spiritual and the physical self. Meditation. This is that lesson. Hope you enjoyed the next lesson. Well, hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let's go to the next. Emotions are something that a lot of people have a misconception of. So we're going to discuss and break down what truly the emotions actually are. They are more than just chemicals within your physical body. They are more than just hormones. Emotions are energy. They have a physical manifestation, which is a chemical reaction in the brain, and they are an etheric astral energy. Okay? Emotions are a creative force given to you. They are what makes you become something before you have it. They carry magnetic attraction. So with this understanding, your emotions are no longer a reactive thing. They never will tell you your true things as an emotion, what an emotion is. I remember being in infant school, or whatever you want to call it. They were teaching you what the emotions are. And they told you they are just things they're just reactions. By living in a very reactive mindset and an emotional reactive person, this causes chaos in your life. Emotions are very chaotic if you do not know how to control them and what they truly are. You see, we've all been brainwashed into thinking we are just physical beings. We are just these apes, the apes that evoluted over time into human beings. This is completely wrong. We are in an intelligent design. You're in an intelligent body. You're an intelligent consciousness, and you have an intelligence within you called emotions, which you can use to attract things to you and to become things before you physically have it. So they are a creative force. That consciousness you have inside of you is a creative consciousness. It's an ever-expanding consciousness, which is God. The whole point of you being in this physical world and having consciousness is creating. You cannot not create. It is impossible for you not to create something. Your whole life you have been creating. Before you kick the football, it's a decision made within the mind. You then created this action. You are a manifester. Okay, so your emotions should be used, they should be controlled as a tool to create things in your life, to become the reality before you physically have it. Fear. Fear is an illusion and it is a bondage. It keeps your mind stuck to three-dimensional awareness. If you try and astral project, you will not astral project if you are fearing. Why? Because fear and negative emotions, all of the negative emotions only exist in a world of time, and that is this physical plane. You cannot transcend this plane. Your mind cannot function on these higher planes with these lower three-dimensional emotions in your mind. Fear is a bondage to the physical body, and it enshrouds your soul. It enshrouds your body. It locks you. Okay, this is why the news, this is why the food is all laced with chemicals, and the news is constantly pushing fear, because they have to keep you in a fear state to keep your central nervous system in fight or flight mode. And they have to keep your mind in three-dimensional awareness, because once you realize that you are not this physical body, you are something that transcends this physical world, you will wake up and you will no longer abide by this system that we live in. Okay? So fear is the biggest tool that they are using to oppress you. Fear is the biggest bondage. Okay? It keeps you locked in a box, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So emotional effects on the body. Emotions have great impact on the body, the immune system, the brain, and every single cell and the water structure in your body. Hatred and negative emotions impacts the nervous system, immune system, and endocrine system negatively. Extreme emotions trigger the release of stress hormones in the brain. So what's that tell you? The emotion is there before something is triggered in the brain. You feel the emotion because emotion is energy. And then the release of hormones are triggered within the brain. So like I said, everything begins spiritually. Everything begins in these higher planes. Everything begins in the mental, astral, etheric, and physical before it manifests physical. Over time, these stress hormones lead to increased inflammation throughout the body, resulting in significant health consequences. You could eat the most amazing diet in the world. You could eat the most pure organic sea moss, the most pure organic apples and watermelons every day. But if you have a negative mind space and a negative emotional state, you will create negativity in your life and you will create a disease in your body. This is how powerful your emotions are. Why? Like I just said, everything begins in the higher planes before it manifests physically. Okay? And when you keep feeling these emotions over and over again, you are impacting your subconscious mind, which will constantly create repetition in your life. So emotions are very, very, very powerful, and they impact your body. Stress can cause you to lose your hair. It destroys your body. Like I said, everything that begins in this mental plane and these higher planes happens below. As above, so below. This is why Jesus turns water into wine. Water. What is water? Well, water is feminine, which represents the emotional side of a human consciousness, of all consciousness. It represents the emotional side of you, the emotional aspect of you, the water, which is also the moon. That's why we call it a mood in the moon, because the moon is feminine, represents emotion. Okay? So water and earth is emotion. So when it talks about water into wine, we're talking about emotional alchemy, which stems from the mastering of self. All religions stem from the master of self, the mastery of the self. That is where all religions stem from. All religions stem from the mastery of the mind, the emotions, the thoughts, and the body, and the stars, the study of the stars. Every religious text has something to do with the stars. because they are very important. But today we're going to focus on emotion. What's the wine? The water into wine. The water is the emotion. The wine is the transmuted emotion. It's emotional alchemy. It's alchemy, this is, people. It's what the Bible is talking about. It's talking about them negative lower carnal mind emotions being transmuted into positive ones that bring benefits to your life, that attract better things to you, and controlling the emotions. Because when the emotions are not controlled, you attract negative people, you put out negative vibrations, you attract that back, you are destroying your body. That's why the Bible says the light of the body is the eye. If thy eye be evil, thy whole body will be filled with darkness. That's what it says in the Bible. It also says if the eye be single, thy whole body should be full of light. But then after that it says, if thy eye be evil, thy whole body will be full of darkness. Why? If your mind, your emotional state, your spiritual state is negative, your whole body, your whole life will be filled with darkness. You will be chained by your emotions. You will constantly live out of this animal state, this emotional state. Every time you feel sad, you will, fall into this trap of the emotions. So it's so important that we master the self, master the emotions. And we do that by changing the mindset that you have on life. Okay? What you must understand is that your mind is the director of energy. It has the power to create. It has the power to focus energy. Attention is energy. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you are placing attention on negative things, let's say you break your leg. Okay, this is a bad situation. Don't get me wrong. It's not nice that you broke your leg. However, there is a positive side to that. What's the positive? Well, now what's a good positive? You can now sit down, you could read the books that you've always wanted to read. You now have time to do something else productive because you can no longer walk. There's always a positive to the situation. And when you're using your mind to direct the energy into the negative route, the negative dual side, you are constantly digging yourself a hole, creating more and more negativity in your life. The law of cause and effect. So we must transmute this negative aspect, the water, the emotion, into wine, into a positive emotion to attract better things to us. Why? Because emotion, you attract what you are, not what you want. Emotions is energy in motion. Your emotions create a massive impact on this electromagnetic aura you have surrounding around your body. I have many videos on this, so go and check them out if you don't know what this is. So the emotions create energy. It puts energy in motion, energy in motion, which is spiraling around your electromagnetic field. And this field is what determines what is attracted to you and what is not, and what people, what animals, everything. Okay? This field, before you have an illness, the illness shows up in your field energetically, because as above, so below. What happens in the field happens in your body, happens in your life. The positive emotions that you feel creates a more stronger and bigger field, extending up to 9 feet in circumference. So when your field is in a positive, high vibratory rate, this is when your field has more impact on matter. Why? Because what's matter made out of? These fields. These fields create the physical world. It's the real atom. You yourself are a giant atom, and you can control your atom to create the world around you through your emotions. So if someone's crying and you go and walk next to them and go talk to them, that negative emotion is going to rub straight off onto you, because emotion is energy in motion. It's casted throughout your electromagnetic field. Your inner world manifests your outer world through the heart. The emotions are felt in the heart, casting out into energy vibrations through this field. Demons. It's just another allegory, another myth about emotions, another metaphor about emotions. D meaning negative, mon meaning moon. The negative moon, negative mood, negative emotions. Moon is feminine, it represents emotions. Demons are something that possess you. What possesses your mind? Emotions possess you. It's a metaphor. Don't get me wrong, spirits do exist, but a lot of the allegories about demons is all about the emotions and how they possess you. They possess your mind. They take over your mind space. They take over your body, how you feel, how you think. So this is why emotions are very, very, very powerful, and we need to use them and control them, utilize them to create in our life. Instead of them being reactive, we can use them to pull things to us. Instead of, the emotions that we should be feeling mainly is love and abundance and joy and all of the positive ones, all of the positive emotions that transcend the physical world. Because fear, hate only exists in this physical plane. The higher planes of consciousness, these emotions don't exist. That's what sin means. Sin means emotion. Sin. That's what a sin is. It's a negative emotion. It's an emotion that exists in time. That's what a sin is. So you must control these emotions. And how do we do that? We do that through meditation. And like I say, meditation is a massive, massive part of. I don't like using the word meditation because people get thrown off. Just turn off your mind. Sit in silence. Be at one with yourself. Sit in silence in the dark. Turn off all the lights and sit in the dark with yourself. And just let the emotions and let the thoughts pass by like the clouds. And when you let them go, they will sooner rather than later, they will go. And you will just be just left with the consciousness, that pure awareness. The reason why they told you to be scared of the dark when you're a child and programmed that into you through the movies and Hollywood is because they don't want you sitting in the dark. When you sit in the dark, there is a light shining within you, that pure consciousness. You no longer can see your body. You no longer can hear the thoughts and the emotions. What is left when all of this is stripped? When the body is stripped off, when the emotions and the mind is stripped off, you are left with pure consciousness. And that is what they don't want you to figure out. Because when you connect with that, you can transcend this physical world. You can do all sorts of have mystical experiences. So yes, emotions can be used to attract things to you. When you think, you are visualizing, and when you feel, you are becoming. So you can think and feel on a daily basis of this reality that you want, which I teach in my Manifestation Mastery course 2.0. You have access to this in the university, so make sure to check that out. I'll tell you how to use your emotions, thinking and feeling, visualizing, becoming that reality before you have it. This will train your mind, because why? Your brain does not know the difference between an imagination and a real reality. Your brain does not know the difference between an imagination and a real reality. So if you become that reality in your mind with your thoughts and emotions, you are creating, you are becoming, you are tricking your brain that this has already happened. And what will happen? When you create them neural pathways in your brain will subconsciously create that, somehow try and figure out to create that neural pathway into a real physical reality. And that's how it works. So I hope you learned a lot from this lesson about emotions and what they truly are. And the last thing I'm going to say is love. Love is the unifying force. Love is the unifying emotion. Because, like I said here, this image shows 1,000 words. What we all are is one observing consciousness expressed in thousands, if not trillions of different bodies, what's in the squirrel is inside of you. It's consciousness, it's self-awareness. And this consciousness is divided through fear and hate. And that's why they push fear and hate onto you so much. And they place you in different postcodes with different football teams and different basketball teams. And they send you different schools, and then different schools compete with the other schools to cause division. It's all about causing division and causing hatred towards others. Why? Because love. We all naturally love when we come here. When a child is born, you can see the love in its eyes. It loves everything. But as it gets older, it starts to become darkened by the matrix, the system, this dark spell that is casted upon the minds. We all need to learn how to love, because this is the unifying force that brings all of our consciousness back to one unified team. And when we figure out that these elites are literally, there's probably, they're compared to the population, there's way more of us. And if we all started to love each other, why would we need them? So anyways, I hope you all learned a lot off this lesson. Thank you all for joining the university. I look forward to teaching you more. Please let me know for anything that you want. Because you have joined, I want to make sure that you are happy inside of this university. And I want to make sure any question you have, I can answer. I can research for you. Okay? Thank you all. Have an amazing day, people. Hello, welcome back to The Real University. Today we're going to be talking about hidden spells within the language, English language. This is why we call it spelling. A lot of people are already aware of this. However, I'm going to go over some words that have double meaning, meanings to them, behind them, which trick your subconscious mind. So the word grammar comes from the word grimoire, which is also known as the book of spells, or a magic book, on how to create magical objects like wands, amulets, how to perform magic spells, charms, and summoning and invoking supernatural entities such as spirits, which are on the other side of this physical reality. So what you must understand is what you say in this physical world is also happening in the astral world as well. So your words are spells. They cast spells into the spirit plane. They cast spells into your mind. They cast vibrational frequency into your cells in the water. Water holds a lot of energy, so we're going to be going all over this. The subconscious mind takes everything as truth. Everything you say is truth to your subconscious. And you should know this by watching the Manifestation Mastery 2.0 course. I talk about this. This is so important that you understand this, because everything is truth within the subconscious. It only knows you. Your subconscious mind, if you watch the course, you should know this, it's responsible for 90% of your daily basis behavior. The thoughts that you are thinking on a daily basis, the things that you do, the things that you say, 90% of what you do and say and think you did yesterday, because of the subconscious mind holds all of your programs. What you say is molding your mind. What you state is truth in your mind. It does not know the difference between a joke or it takes everything literal. It is literal. Your mind is this manifesting supercomputer. And whatever you say into it, it says that is what I want. So whatever you tell your mind, that is what you'll have. That is what you'll believe. So every word you say is truth within the subconscious. So this is why double meaning words have an effect on your subconscious. And this is why I'm raising awareness here. So talking is a tall king. You are either a tall king by talking, by using your words wisely, or you're a small king, because you create big or you destroy yourself with your words. So talking is Phoenician. This is phonetics. So this is Etymology is when you take the root words, but phonetic etymology is when you take the sound of the word. So talk and tour are the same, because when you talk, you're creating sound waves, which is a form of a light wave. And when light waves expand in all directions, it creates a torus field. And everything is torus fields. So if you affect one torus field, it affects every torus field in creation, as above, so below. So what you say is affecting the torus fields around you in your body. You are made out of these torus fields. This is why talking is torusing. You're creating light waves, sound waves, and you are permeating creation. And this is why the Bible tells you the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So the tongue is what creates these sound waves that we are producing when we talk or speak. Okay? So this is what we are essentially doing, creating sound waves. And these waves are vibrating and they affect the cells in our body and everything. This is why words are swords. This is why the word is within sword. They are swords, they cut, they damage, because frequency is the only thing that can penetrate you without your consent. In the very beginning, the Bible, John 1:1, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God." This is obviously a metaphor. There was no spoken word out of a spoken mouth. It's basically saying God created the world with the use of cymatic frequencies, sound waves. Everything is sound waves, and this is observable. Geometry is the geometric shapes you see in the nature, like petals, how they're all perfect stars or five-pointed stars, or the Fibonacci sequence. This is all an effect of vibrational frequencies. It's all cymatics. Everything is created out of sound. Sound is the creation of the universe. So this is how powerful words are. It's a cymatic frequency. Hello. Hell. When you say hello, you're subconsciously implanting hell into your mind and the people around you's mind. This is why it's casting a spell. Even though you may pick up on it, but your subconscious picks up hell. That is what you're picking up. And that word holds a frequency. The word hell, when you hear the word or see the word, activates thoughts within your subconscious. It activates, it stimulates it. What is everything that resembles hell in your mind? But that goes on within the subconscious without you realizing. Bless. When I bless you, I'm actually saying be less. So you're not blessing someone. You're saying be less. Appreciate. Appreciate. Weekend is when you're weakened. You see, they've casted spells on our cycle of life. The weekend is when you're weekend. You are weakened from the weekdays, when the working days are the weekdays, and the weekend is when you're weakened and you rest. Because in the days, you are in physical or emotional shock, unable to think or react properly. This is the days you're in. You're in a daze in the weekdays. See? Parents are a pair who rents. Because you don't, well, in this we do own our children, but in this system, we technically don't. You're a pair who rents. Slaughter. They want you to think that slaughter is laughter. You see how it's implanting messages in your subconscious to make these things okay? They want you to think slaughtering is okay, so they put the word laughter in slaughter. I'm telling you, people, the people who made this language are satanic. They are witch. These people are wizards. We're getting ran by wizards. Dark occultists and wizards. That is who we're getting ran by. And they've been running for thousands of years, and they know exactly what they're doing. They've covered all aspects. They've covered the language, the frequencies, the music, the food, the water. They control everything. In every aspect of your life, they have some part in it. And it's all occult knowledge through magic. It's all magic. It's all a form of magic. Awake. Awake is an event where the family and friends of a deceased gather before the funeral. That's awake. Why are we talking? Why is the word funeral? Why is death associated with being awake? See how they are planting subconscious messages in you. They want you to feel death. They want you to be the low vibration. And it's the same with mourning. Mourning is an expression of sorrow for someone's death. They're always associating death because these people they're running a death cult. It's a death cult. It's a satanic cult. A job is Hebrew for prosecution. Soldier is a soul dyer. If you go into the army, you're a soul dyer, that they just use your soul to die. And then you just wasted your time in physical incarnation. Because you never die. You'll never ever die. Ever. You're eternal. You never ever die. This body is just a suit. So you're a soul dyer if you go in the soul, if you're a soldier. S-O-L means soul or sun, because the sun is a soul. Music. So we say music. See, M-E-U-sick. Music. See how it's me, you, sick? Music. Me, you, sick, because music is frequency, and frequency penetrates your body without your consent. The music we listen to today is making people sick, mentally, emotionally, and physically. What you hear, what you see, goes into the mind, it goes into the body and the spirit. It destroys you. It's hypnotism. Music is hypnotic. It's a form of hypnosis. When you listen to music and you can't think. You can't think. It makes your body move without you even being conscious of it. It's hypnosis. It makes you sick. The right music is good, don't get me wrong, but the music they use today is making you, me and you, sick. And that's another one. When we say things are sick, oh, that's really good, so we say sick. It's another spell that you're casting. You're calling yourself sick. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. You're calling yourself sick, ill. Spellcasters will often use the word abracadabra when spellcasting. This is because the word abracadabra in magic means I create when I speak. Every word you say is molding your mind in some form of way. Not only is it molding your mind, you're casting frequency. You're producing frequency, light waves, sound waves into the ether around you. Okay? This is another good one. Look at the 5 vowels. A, E, I, O, U. They tell you to speak it in this order as well. They teach you this order, this exact order. A, E, I, O, U. I, O, U. Subconscious spell on yourself without you even realizing it. It's a subliminal message that you will not realize, but your subconscious will pick up. We are taught to speak them in the specific arrangement because the last 3 letters have a double meaning. You were never taught how the history of money, how it works, and how to obtain it, because your role in this system is to remain a slave. So they teach you this, A-E-I-O-U, and they do that when you are very, very, very young, because since the age of 7, so from 0 to 7, that is when your subconscious mind is wide open. So when a baby, why do you think they pick up on everything you do? If you say one thing, the next day they're saying it. It's because their subconscious is wide open to programs. Why? Because they're trying to learn what this world is. So their subconscious mind is wide open, taking in everything that you do, everything you say, your body language, the way you handle yourself, the way you talk to other people. They're taking in every little thing you say and do and making that a program so they can understand this world and the people around them. And at the age of 7, that is when their programs are written for life, and they will basically go off them for the rest of their lives. This is why it's important to look after what you do in front of your children, not just what you say, your body language, the things you eat. They pick up on everything. They're trying to make a sense of the world. From the age of 0 to 7 in school, you learn this. I owe you. It belittles you. You owe nothing. No one has right over you. This should not be real. There should be no government. We should not have. No one should be over you. Everyone is equal. Everyone is the I. Everyone is God manifested. So we don't owe anyone anything, but it's a spell in your subconscious. Signature. Sign your nature. Sig is sigil. A sigil is a magic. Is a symbol used for magic. A sigil. Sigil nature. So your signature is your sigil. And when you sign that, it gives mental power over you. Once you have put your sigil into that paper, they now have mental power over you. It's magic. It's all a form of magic and brainwashing. Okay? When we say the word we're trying to use God to manifest that. Okay, because the comes from theo in Greek, which means God. So when we say theology, ology means the study of. Theology is the study of God. That's what theology is. Theo, when we say I am we are using God to bring it into existence. God is the I am. The I behind you, the I am, that's God. That's what manifested everything in your life. Everything in your life, that invisible creator inside of you has manifested everything you physically see. You are the invisible architecture, the invisible artist behind your life. The I, that's God. The only one. So when we use the word I am, this is how to bring the power to yourself. When we say I am strong, I am wealthy, I am free, I am financially free. When we say this, that I am, this is when we are bringing, we are directing vibrational frequency into our own being, into our own magnetic field, and into our own life. This is how we direct vibrational frequency and direct our word. So when we say I am directing my frequency into myself to manifest something external. Also known as the chi or the prana. It's just basically your magnetic energy. So speaking has the ability to change your genes and DNA expressions. When we listen to affirmations over and over and say them over and over for a long period of time, your genes will change. And your genes are a code for your external world, pretty much. Anything that is written in your genes will manifest into your external world. Okay? All of this is just done by your intentions, thoughts, and what you say. And if you think this is a conspiracy theory was a term invented by the CIA to discredit, confuse, ridicule, and disqualify any alternative information that contradicted the mainstream narrative. That's what a conspiracy theory was. It was created by the CIA for any belief that went against their mainstream narrative. Hollywood, the biggest spell casting scheme cult in the world. Hollywood. I'm going to make a whole lecture on this. Hollywood is holy wood, which comes from a holly tree, which the ancient Phoenicians and magicians used to take the holy wood. It was called holy wood because it was the best wood to make wands out of and cast spells. That's why they get their name. And what is the films? All the films, all the music that comes out of Hollywood, it's all a form of magic, subconscious spells to fill your mind with ideology, fill your mind with this narrative. That's what they're doing through the movies and the music. Anyways, I hope you like this lecture. Thank you all for joining the Real University. I hope you're all learning a lot here, and looking forward to making some more awareness for you and more knowledge. Have an amazing day, people. Mentalism, conscious and subconscious mind. You need to understand that the mind is the root and the cause of all reality. I am mind, you are mind. Every single living creature in this physical plane expresses and manifests mind. We are all the invisible substance of mind. We are all the source, which is God. We are all consciousness, which is mind. Before we manifest something physically, we manifest it within the realm of thought, which is the mind. Thought then manifests into astral imagination. This then gives energy within the etheric plane. Then we manifest it physically within the material effect world. Everything begins in the mind, and this is why the government are called government. The word men comes from the Latin word mans, which is an English translation for mind. We see this word in entertainment, government, mentality. It means mind. Govern means control. They are controlling the mind through information. Information creates perception within our minds, and so do the words that we use and the language that we speak. It all creates perception within the mind. It is our perception that creates reality, and our reality is a level of realization. Your reality is realization. Everything begins in the mind. This is why they are controlling your mind through many different things. Okay? So essentially, they understand how the mind works. So this is why they manifest all things through mentally and not physically. Okay? You have a conscious and a subconscious mind. The conscious mind is what you are consciously aware of. It is the 10% of your mind. It is the mind that keeps you alert. A part of your conscious mind is for survival. A part of it is your visual field. A part of it is your just five senses. It is basically what you are consciously aware of right now. Your subconscious mind is the 90% of your mind. The subconscious mind is what holds all of your memories, your programs, and all things that you have ever experienced is all stored within the subconscious mind. It is this part of you where you draw memories from, where you draw your words from. I am consciously speaking, but the words that are coming out of my mouth are not thought about consciously. They are coming straight from the subconscious mind, where all programs and memories are stored. It is essentially this part of the mind which is manifesting our daily basis behavior, because the subconscious mind stores the programs which we are operating our life off. For example, if you tie your laces, you do no longer have to consciously do them. Your hands literally just know exactly what to do because you've done it that many times. So essentially, you create these programs within your subconscious mind through repetition and emotion. These are the two main ways your subconscious mind is programmed and installs things that you do on autopilot. The subconscious mind, like I said before, manifests 90% of your daily basis actions and 90% of your daily basis thought patterns. For example, if you were in a car crash 10 years ago and you had a very traumatic event, that car crash and that emotion that you felt in that time impressed your subconscious mind with a program.
And even to this day, 10 years later, you are still wary about entering cars because of that program. Even though you may be not thinking about the car crash, you are still wary about entering cars because of that program, because of that emotion impressed upon the subconscious mind. You see, everything you say, everything you think, and everything you feel is telling your subconscious mind, that is what I want. The subconscious mind takes everything literally. Even if you are talking about someone else, your subconscious mind only knows you, and it only knows yes, and it only knows the now, the present moment. So this is why the golden rule back in the ancient days was treat others like you want to be treated. Because the way you treat others is telling your subconscious mind that is how you want to be treated. And this will create subconscious programs within you, affecting you. So, before you go to sleep every single night, what you want to do is to impress your subconscious mind with thinking and feeling of something that you want to become. Become that reality. Think and feel that reality. And by doing this, you are impressing your subconscious mind, and you will wake up in the morning with ideas. Because when you install a program within your subconscious mind, like I said before, it manifests into at least 50% of your thought patterns. So let's say I created a program within my subconscious mind of how to become financially free. Well, I created the program that I am financially free. My conscious mind will start to slowly think about that program and how I can achieve that program, because the conscious mind operates on survival. So if you create a subconscious program of I am financially free, your survival conscious mind will start to operate and think and act on this program subconsciously. You won't even know that you are doing it, but you are. And this is the power of the subconscious mind. You have to reprogram it properly. You have to be careful of the things you think, say, and feel, because all of this is contributing towards molding your subconscious mind, which essentially molds your reality. It draws things to you.
Lesson 10, affirmations. So when it comes to affirmations, you need to realize every word that you are speaking is an affirmation. Every word is contributing to frequency, and that frequency is penetrating the ether, the quantum field, your body, and molding your mind. So you need to be careful and specific with the words that you are saying at all times, because they have the power of life or death. So when you speak an affirmation or a statement, you need to make sure that you are speaking in present tense. The reason for this is because the subconscious mind does not know the future or the past. It only knows the now, and it only knows you. And because it only knows you, you have to speak to it. And every time you speak, you are speaking to it. And you are molding it. You are programming it with the words that you speak and the words that you hear. So even to the people you speak to, if you call someone else a name, your subconscious mind is going to pick this up and think that you are speaking about yourself. This is why you need to speak to other people with care and with positivity, because you're helping them and helping you. So you need to make sure that every word is contributing to your mind, contributing and positively going to impact your mind and your vibration. So be very careful the words that you say. So when you say statements and affirmations, you want to make sure they're in the present tense, which is I am, I have. Okay? So let's say you want financial freedom, you say I am financially free. And if you say I want financial freedom, or I will have financial freedom, it's not as powerful. You need to use the present tense. You need to trick the subconscious mind that you already have it and that you already possess. And this means you become that frequency. And you become that mind. You become that person. So the way I did it was that I recorded. I downloaded an app on my phone, a voice recording app, and I'd said affirmations into it I listened to it every day. It was just different affirmations about what I wanted. I am affirmations. And I listened to them as much as I can. I didn't just do it in the mornings. I'd listen to it every single morning, every single night, guaranteed. But whenever I had time, or whenever my mind was free, I would say them. I would state them. I would become them. You need to become the words that you are saying. You need to have emotion behind them when you say affirmations. And I just repeated them as much as possible on a daily basis and filled my mind with these words to create the program in the subconscious. And it's so important you do this, because this is a massive effect, and it's a form of magic. Just literally creating a program in your mind is a form of magic, and you will see it slowly seeps into your life. It doesn't just appear one day. It slowly seeps into your life before your eyes, and you won't even realize. And one day you'll be realizing, wow, this is what I dreamed for. This is what I've been manifesting. And you won't realize. It just slowly comes into your life. It becomes one with your life, whatever you're trying to manifest. So yes, make sure they're in the present tense, and you are saying them with emotion. Do them every single morning when your brain is in theta. Because when you wake up, your brain is producing theta waves, or theta waves, which means your subconscious mind is wide open to programming. So you need to make sure that you're saying them then, and this is also your brain is also in theta waves just before you go to sleep. So sometimes I would listen to them over and over. I'd have them on repeat whilst I sleep, and I'd wake up and I'd still listen to them. You need to get these words that ingrained in your mind, and these statements that ingrained in your mind, that it rewires your brain, it rewires your whole DNA in your body, and it will slowly seep into your life. Okay, this is a very powerful technique. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about dopamine and how dopamine is ruining your life, and what it is and how it's triggered. So first of all, everything in this matrix that we live in, everything in this system is specifically designed to trigger your dopamine. Now, the people who are running this matrix understand the human body, they understand the mind, they understand how your body functions on the deepest levels. So these phones, these apps, everything you can see in this matrix was designed by very, very, very intelligent, illuminated people who understand how these functions work within the brain, and they are using this against you, okay, to keep you a slave to the system. So what you must understand, that there are three major glands in the brain. You have the thalamus, the pineal, and the pituitary gland. The pineal represents the masculine, the pituitary represents the female, the sun and the moon. Now, the pineal gland is an organ situated inside of the brain that secretes melatonin, serotonin, and dimethyltryptamine. So essentially, and the hypothalamus, or the thalamus, is what releases dopamine. Okay, so dopamine is produced in the brain, and it is basically the body's reward system. And the matrix, or everything you see around you, is designed to trigger and overstimulate your dopamine and trigger your body's reward system. Okay, so dopamine triggers the brain's reward system. So starting with your phone is the biggest dopamine hitter ever, and it is basically the enslavement of your mind. You see, your phone is a digital footprint of your mind. That's why it's called an iPhone. The I is the inner I within you, your consciousness, your mind. And that mind of yours is now being digitally digitally tracked of every thought you think you're manifesting into that phone, okay? And it's tracking your mind. And this is how AI has been created. They did not create AI. AI is an artificial intelligence created by us because we have fed our minds into these digital phones, which has recorded how our minds work, which has then they have put together to create algorithms to create an artificial consciousness, which is AI. Anyways, that's another video that we can go into. Your phone is destroying you. It's actually destroying your mental health. So you have notifications, all of the apps, all of the notifications, there's so much going on. There's so many bright colors on the screen. The brightness is very high. There's blue light coming off it. You have thousands of different apps, thousands of different notifications coming through. All of these notifications are making you feel on a subconscious level that you are needed. Okay? And it releases dopamine within your brain. That's why these phones are so addictive, because they are triggering your brain's reward system, and your body thinks that you are doing something good. And this dopamine within you it makes you feel really good. Okay, likes on your post, on your Instagram post, every time you get a like, every time you like a post, every time you hear music, is releasing dopamine within your brain. Information, so every reel that you are scrolling is releasing dopamine, and this is why a lot of people are getting depressed. It's because their dopamine is so high that when they get off their phone, they can't enjoy their life, because their phone is giving them rewards of doing nothing. Of sitting there on your phone is giving your brain rewards, and it's tricking your body and mind that you are doing something good. Okay? Talking about your dreams. So let's say you want to become a millionaire, and I go to my friends and go and tell them all, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that to become a millionaire. That actually releases dopamine in your brain when you're telling people this. This is why you feel so good when you're talking about yourself. Try and always put the focus on other people. That's another social tip, actually. When you are talking to people, the secret to communication is to get them talk about themselves, because it releases dopamine in their brain. And this way, by getting people to talk about themselves, it's a great way to open up with people and gain connections and gain great communication skills, because people have never-ending words talking about themselves. So never talk about your dreams to people. Never talk about what you're going to do or what you want to do, because this will release dopamine in your brain, telling you that you have already achieved this goal when you haven't even got it. So what it's actually doing, it's tricking your brain thinking that you've already got the dream, the £1 million, and you're less likely to go and get it after that, because your brain already thinks it's got it. And your subconscious mind takes every word you think, every word you say, literally. It takes everything you say like as truth. Okay? It's very important so that you don't, talk about your dreams to people. Sugar is a drug. Did you know if sugar was illegal, it'd be a Class A drug? It would be a Class A drug. It's so addictive. It activates the brain's reward system, dopamine. That's why it's so addictive, because every time you eat this poison, it is fruit sugar is not poison. That's very good. It has fructose, and your body runs off the energy of fructose. However, this sugar, this artificial sugar, is destroying you because it's making you feel like you're doing something good, and that's why it feels so amazing. That's why it's so addictive. That's why sweets and chocolate are so addictive, because there's so much sugar in this stuff. It's activating the brain's reward system, making you become addicted. Masturbation is the worst one ever. So look at the matrix from my point of view now. You have sugar in every piece of food. You have free websites for porn to see any woman or male that you want to see. You know, you could see the most, stunning girl on there. At the click of your fingers, you can get that for free. Okay? So when something is free, you are the product. You have to understand that. You are the product. What are they gaining out of you if they are giving something for free? First of all, they're gaining your information, your IP address and stuff like that, and they're getting you weak. Because releasing dopamine, orgasms are the best feeling a human can feel, or any living being can feel. An orgasm is the best feel. There's nothing that can top an orgasm unless you're taking synthetic drugs like heroin or something like that. But orgasms are the best natural way to get the most amount of dopamine in your brain, in your body. That's why it feels so good when you orgasm. So if you are doing this on a daily basis, it releases so much dopamine in your brain, like so much. How can you enjoy little things in life? This is why a lot of people are so careless, because they're scrolling their minds away silly on their phone, which is releasing dopamine. Then they go and eat some sugar, which is more dopamine. Then at night time, they're logging onto porn and getting a load of more dopamine. You see, everything is triggering the brain reward system in this matrix, and it's keeping you lazy. It keeps you lazy. When your bodies feel like it's doing something good, but the eating and masturbation, it's destroying your motivation. You can't function in a world. You can't do it. Okay? How can you enjoy life and little things? Like, I don't know, an example. For example, just in nature. If you're walking through a woods, how are you going to enjoy that when at the tip of your fingers you're going to go home and destroy yourself silly on these dirty websites, getting the most amount of dopamine ever? This is why it's so sacred. We should not be releasing. You should never be releasing unless you're creating a baby. And that is that simple. And to anyone who says that is unhealthy, they are wrong. You should not release. That fluid inside of you can create a whole other human being. Think of how powerful that is. That little fluid of that inside of you it carries every single mineral, every single vitamin to create a whole new human being. And you are just going to go waste it. And that's why it feels so good when you get rid of it. But it's actually killing a part of you every time you get rid of it. Because when that fluid is inside of you, instead of wasting it outside of you, that sacred body's fluid is actually vitalizing all of your cells and nourishing your body. Okay? So you have to get into retention. It's the best way you can gain power and gain confidence and gain your life spark again. Because it's killing you people. It's killing you people. Everything, like I said, everything in this matrix is designed for dopamine. It's all triggering the brain's reward system, so it keeps you lazy and on your ass scrolling on your phone. So we have to do dopamine detoxes, a phone detox, caffeine detox. Caffeine releases dopamine in the brain. Another one, everyone drinks caffeine. So they wake up, they drink caffeine, dopamine. Then they have sugar in there, which is more dopamine. Then they scroll on their phone, which is more dopamine. They watch the TV, it's more dopamine. Everything's dopamine. And I mean everything in this matrix. You can't enjoy the little things. Okay? Exercise. So instead of doing these things, instead of having all this dopamine, you need to go on a detox. Okay, you want to exercise. This is natural dopamine. You want to activate the brain's reward system when you have earned it by running or not eating all day, then eating at the end of the day. This is natural dopamine. If you're eating all day, then you have no drive, you have no motivation. This is why I keep myself hungry whilst I work through the day, because it gives me that drive. Okay, meditate. Drink natural water. Goal setting. This is the most important. It gives you drive. It helps you gain focus. It gives you that straight path when you are getting rid of this dopamine. So I advise every single one of you, turn off your phone, turn off TVs, anything that gives you pleasure. Like, and I mean anything, food, like your phone, TV, notifications. What else have we got? Gaming. Get rid of it all. Music. Music is another one that gives you dopamine. Talking about your goals. Get rid of all of this. Do a dopamine detox. This will definitely help you in your life, help you gain mental clarity. It will give you a perspective that you've probably never seen before, and yourself that you've probably never seen before. And it's another way to grow and elevate your mind and grow in life. Lesson number 11, prayer and emotions. Prayer is not something that we should be begging for, you see, because it all comes from a point of vibration and energy. So let's say you are praying, something bad happened to you, and you are praying for, something better to come to you or a better circumstance. But because you are praying from a place of negativity and a place of suffering, you are giving out that suffering and negative energy outwards, and you will receive more. Okay, so make sure when you pray, it says this in the Bible. It says, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have it, and it will be yours. Because you have to think and feel as if you already have something, so that you become that vibrational energy. When you match that frequency, you receive things based on that frequency. And this is what emotions come in. Believing is about emotion, being. A being is when you become something, and you become something by feeling it with your emotions. So emotions are actually a creational force that was given to us so that we can manifest and attract things magnetically to our lives. So emotions should not be reactive. We should be using our emotions to attract things to us through prayer. So emotions can be used reversibly. We can use this law of emotions. So let's say you really want financial freedom. When you have that money, it gives you the emotion of feeling free. And you can reverse this. Okay? Even if you don't have the money, you can feel that emotion, which will still attract the money. Because you are being that emotion, you are becoming that vibration. And this will impress your subconscious mind. As we talked about in reprogramming the subconscious mind, it gets impressed by emotion. Emotion is what impresses the mind and creates these mental programs, which then create our daily basis behavior. So by becoming the frequency, by becoming the emotion and feeling it every day, you attract that frequency. You attract that. You are becoming it before you even have it physically. See, everything begins in the mind, as always. And this is why when you pray, you want to make sure that you are imagining that you already have it. Okay? Or let's say someone cuts you in traffic. If someone cuts you in traffic, you shouldn't sit there going crazy and calling them names. You should bless that person. You should say, have an amazing day, or whatever. Just say it in your mind. Instead of saying the negative things, give out the positive. Bless the person, and you will receive more back. It's all these little things that have an effect on your mind. All the little things, the little comments, the little thoughts, you need to remove all of these little negative ones and replace them and transmute them into positive. And you will see more and more things take place in your life, which will contribute towards your manifestation. So when you pray, make sure you do it once a day, or once or twice a day, or as much as possible, thinking and feeling that you already have it. Don't ask for something. Believe you have the something with your emotions. Your emotions should be used to attract, to become. Hello, people. We're going to be talking about psychology, the subconscious, and how it's basically trying to ruin your life in some sort of way. Because Your whole life, your subconscious has been programmed. You have programs, and more than likely, if you join this university, you're looking for some sort of advancement in mentally or physically or spiritually, whatever it is. And the subconscious is what is holding you back. Your whole life, you've ingrained your subconscious. You've told your subconscious this is what you want. Your life right now, if you hate your life, your subconscious is manifesting programs where it's basically it likes this life. Your subconscious likes this life that you live, but your conscious mind does not. But your whole life, you've been programming your subconscious, this is what you want. Every word you say, every action you take, everything you listen to is telling your subconscious this is what you want, because it takes everything as truth, and it accelerates everything. Everything you say, whether that is bad or good. So for example, if you are a loser and you have not much going for you and you want to change your life and you're trying to change your life, but you're finding it so hard to even get out of your room. Let's say you are an introvert, an introvert where you can't really speak to people. Your subconscious mind is manifesting this program. It's telling you not to speak to people. It's telling you to stay in your room. But every time you consciously walk out of that room, your subconscious will walk you back into that room. But you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep going and taking action and slowly reprogramming the subconscious mind. You want to walk out of the room. You want the financial freedom. If you want financial freedom, but you're in a place now where you don't have it, your subconscious is manifesting your reality. Your subconscious wants you broke. And it wants you because this is the program it's operating on. Your whole life has molded your subconscious mind, and this is what is creating your conscious reality, your external reality. So therefore you must change it. It will keep you broke until you change them broke programs. That is what the subconscious will do. It will keep you in safety because your whole life you've been wanting safety. If your whole life you wanted fighting, then your subconscious will manifest fighting. Like I said, it will walk you back into the room every time you walk out, but you just have to keep going and rewire the subconscious and change it. You must change the inner to change the outer. You change your internal state to project an outwards reality. Your reality, everything, like every relationship you have, every personal possession you have, everything you listen to, everything you do, every action you take is all a reflection of your internal mind. It's all an aspect of your mind. Every relationship you have is an aspect of your own mind. And whether you observe that or not, your girlfriend, for example, if you have a girlfriend, if you have a boyfriend, do you truly love this person? Or is it coming from a subconscious place of desire or fulfillment of lust? Is it a fulfillment of sexual desire? Or is it a hole that you are trying to fill of aloneness, of being lonely? Do you truly love this person, or is it a shadow trait manifesting on the surface of your reality? You have to deep dive within your mind and question every single person in your life. Why do I have this person in my life? What is it am I trying to gain from them? What is it that this person is fulfilling in my mind? And if it's for negative reasons, then you need to get rid of this person or transmute into something that is positive in this person. Do you truly want to show love to this person, or is it just a subconscious fulfillment of loneliness? Are you scared, or is it a fear? Is it fear of being alone? Is this why you have people in your life? And you're probably thinking, well, yes, but what if it is? If that is true? Everything in the subconscious comes to reality. It's just a matter of time. The only thing you can control is the time that program will reveal itself. That darkness you have within you will come to light, and you will show it to the person. If you are with that person just for lust and a fulfillment of sexual desire, then it will come to light. For sooner or later, 10 years time, it might take that. It will come to light, and it will create destruction in your life or in their life, which brings you bad karma. It's like a seed. The subconscious is a garden, and every subconscious program is a seed which is slowly growing towards the light. Every thought is a seed which is planting within the subconscious. So you must question every single person in your life. You must question everything you're chasing in your life. Why do you want certain things? Why do you want this person? Why do you want the money? What is it? What is it deep down within you that you want it? Is it for good or is it for bad? And if it's for bad, you need to transmute it or you need to get rid of it. Nothing can fill your holes externally. Now, let me tell you this. Nothing external will ever fill that hole you have inside of you, that unfulfillment you have within you. Nothing can fill that other than God, other than the higher self, other than pure love and light. Nothing will ever fulfill your needs physically. Nothing in this three-dimensional reality will ever make you happy. I remember when I first started this journey, and I thought, okay, it would bring me happiness. Now, as you go on with your journey, you hit certain milestones and it's not enough. No, and then you come to you sooner rather than later, you come to a realization where nothing tangible will ever fulfill that inner hole you have within you. No car, no money amount, no whatever it is, that house you want, that car you want, them clothes that you want, it will never, ever bring you happiness. Ever. Because this three-dimensional reality is holographic. It's not even real. It's a projection within yourself. And your mind is not even inside of this reality. It's operating on a higher level. You're not from this reality. Your body is a part of this reality. But the higher mind within you, the mind within you, the substance that makes you a conscious being, a being of consciousness of the universe, that universal spark within you is not a part of this physical existence. Therefore, this physical existence cannot fulfill the desire of this internal substance of the universe. The only thing that can fill this hole within you is love, peace, and unity with the self, and being happy with the self, and being one with your being. Now, that's not to say that we should not strive for greatness in this physical reality, in this physical existence. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you should not want to become wealthy, not want financial freedom, and not want the great things in this physical existence and the high end of society. I'm not saying that. You should strive for greatness. You should strive for financial freedom and wealth. It's balancing the inner and the outer self, the physical and the spiritual self. It's balancing. You are physical for a reason. You incarnated for a reason. Therefore, you should balance your inner world with your outer world. But all of your outer world should come from a place of love. This is why you must rewrite the programs here. You must create love-based programs. You must create a base. This base down here of this iceberg is creating the surface. And if all of these programs down here are all negative and come from a place of abandonment and a place of fear, then this surface will be negative. Your external reality will be negative. And what you will do, you'll cause destruction in your life and other people's lives. So you must build a foundation. You must reset the programs in your subconscious, coming from a place of love, from a place of peace, We should all strive for mental clarity and a good mind and keeping a good mind. A negative mind creates a negative external reality. Where you are in life is a direct correlation of every thought you have thought up until this very point. Every thought you have thought in the past has led you to watching this video right now. Therefore, you must keep the mind clean of positive thoughts only. Or the goal should be mastering every single thought that enters the cranium of your brain. You must master everything. You must master this. If you do not master positive thinking, then you will never master your external reality. You'll never have full control over your life. Because if you let external forces control your internal state, then you'll forever be governed. You'll be forever creating someone else's reality and not your own reality. We must take control of our own minds. And how do we do that? Cutting out all of the negative content, all of the things that you take inwards. Your five senses are taking information, which then goes into the mind, the conscious, and then into the subconscious, which then molds your reality. So therefore, if you want to create a certain reality, you must fill your mind with this reality. You must fill it. Fill it with, if you want financial freedom, fill your mind with financial freedom and ideas, and it will become a reality. You see, your brain is producing this reality. What you're experiencing right now is the brain's simulation. It's a simulation of the body. The body is a piece of electrical computer decoding and creating this reality that you see on the screen of your mind. Therefore, what does that tell you? Your mind is altering this reality. What you think has a projection and has an effect on this reality, because the mind is within the brain. The brain produces the reality, and the reality is a direct correlation of every thought in your mind. Every person you have in your mind, every person you have in your life is a reflection of your own mind. Whether you know that or not, whether it's subconscious or conscious, there is a reason, there is an aspect of your mind that has this person in your life. So we must go deep within ourselves and figure out what is the true cause of having certain things in your life. Are they for good reasons? Are they subconscious? Identify whether you truly love this person in your life, or is it coming from a place of fear, anxiety, loneliness? Are you keeping them there just because you are scared of fear? Scared of loneliness, sorry? Or is it, do you truly love this person? You must identify this. We all have an anima. It's basically, an anima is an animation of all, and this anime, for example, you're trying to meet a girlfriend, for example, and every girl you meet, okay, there is an animation in your mind that has been built from all of your past experiences from every female you've ever encountered. Therefore, you have this perfect version of a female in your mind that you want to meet, and you are trying to see this in that person. Okay, this is a very, very good teaching of psychology. There is an anima which you must come to one with, and you must understand that you will never actually truly find this anima, this animation, this perfect person. You'll never find it. Okay, and if you've had bad experiences of women in your life, your mother, your sister, your ex-girlfriend, or your friends, this has then built up a bad animation, and you will see this in every single person that you meet. You will see this in every single female that you meet. So now that I've addressed that, you can now identify, wow, is this person just has this, or is it just me looking for my anima in this person? You will see in people what you see in your mind. If you are a negative person, you will only focus on the negative aspects of someone else. If you are hating on me, I understand that is coming from a negative aspect of yourself that you hate about yourself. If you call someone else ugly, there is an aspect of your mind that tells you that you are ugly, that you hate about yourself. So this world that you are in is a direct correlation of the mind. We are living in the mind of God. And you must mold yourself to this higher version. There are infinite versions of yourself in this universe, in this mental universe. And there is a version of yourself that has everything that you've ever wanted. And there is a version of yourself that is pure good, pure love, pure peace. And this is what we all need to strive for, make the world a better place. When we all realize that the world is a reflection of our mental states and our mental landscapes, are projecting our external reality, we will all figure out and that we can all change the world. And when we all figure out this, we can all mold ourselves to the highest versions of ourselves, of love, peace, enlightenment, and wisdom. The whole world will become a better place. But because we have a government, which means govern your mind, govern your ment, they are placing their own information in your mind, which is creating their reality. You are manifesting the New World Order. We are manifesting our own enslavement because of the beliefs that we take from school, the beliefs and information that we take from these institutions. We are manifesting this reality of enslavement. And until we figure out that our minds are projecting this reality, we will forever maintain a slave under the government. We project our own realities, and we all need to mold to the higher selves and come from a place of love and peace. And that is when the world becomes heaven. Heaven on earth. That is heaven on earth. When we all figure out the divine power within us and we no longer use it for negative. You can't fix the hole you have inside of you. If you feel like you have something lost within inside of you, nothing external will ever fix that. The only thing will fix that is reaching that higher self and reaching the God within you and finding the peace within yourself. I hope this video had a very positive impact on you and you gained some insights. Watch this over and over again if you truly want to gain the true message. But just remember, analyze your life. Analyze whether, do I truly love this person? What are your true subconscious desires behind everything in your life? Is it coming from a place of fear, grief? Is it coming from a place of negativity, or is it coming from a place of love? And if it's coming from a place of negativity, that you have inner healing to do, and you must heal yourself and reprogram the subconscious mind. Have an amazing day, people. Hello, people. Today we're going to be talking about the secrets of the human heart. Everything they told you about the heart is a complete lie. There are secrets behind it, and you're going to find out why. And it's very important that you understand that the heart is not a pump. It's not a pump. They lied about this. The lungs is a pump. The lungs is what pumps the blood around the body. It's the oxygen. Oxygen is reacting on the blood. Now, what do you use to use a pump? You use air to pump things up. That's what your lungs are. They use air, oxygen. Now, oxygen carries magnetism. If you pour liquid oxygen between two magnetic magnets, you find an attraction, as you can see here. So this attraction proves that there is magnetic principles within oxygen, liquid oxygen. So when we breathe, we are essentially breathing in magnetism. Magnetism is the force driving this world. So your heart is a chestahedron. It's a seven-sided shape in geometry, and each side is pretty much equal. It's a chestahedron. Look at the word chestahedron, chest, where your heart is. And it looks very, very similar. So this is the sacred geometry of the heart. And when a chestahedron is placed in an angle, when it's placed in a box, a cube, it sits at an angle of 36 degrees off center. This is the same angle which the heart sits within the chest. That's why it's called a chestahedron, because that's what the heart is. It's a chestahedron. And when you place a chestahedron into water, it causes a spiral. It causes a vortex motion, because your heart is essentially a vortex generator. So the heart is not a pump, it is a valve. This is where blood goes into. And when the blood goes into the heart, this is what causes it to vortex, because the heart is in a shape of a vortex. Look at the tissues, everything's wrapped around, everything's spiraled. See this here? This is the spiral of magnetism. So all of the valves and the cords and the fibers are all wrapped around each other. It's a vortex. And if you take off the tissue of the heart, you would see this. Kind of looks like the Holy Grail. And this is essentially the vortex spiraling of the heart tissues. And if you unraveled the heart, because your heart is one tissue, it's one muscle. Look at it here. This is a heart unfolded. And it's just spiraled together to create this. That's what the heart is. So the heart's tissues is spiraled here, and the heart itself is all wrapped around each other in a vortex, in a spiral. Because all spiraling is all to do with magnetism. So the heart is a vortex generator. The heart takes blood, so blood enters the heart. The heart charges this blood. It reacts with the heart. The blood is turned into the heart moves through the blood moves through a vortex motion within the heart and then goes back out of the heart. So there is something going on inside of the heart which is very, very crucial that we might be missing. So the heart is spiraling blood, and there's a reason why it's doing this. When you spiral something, it gives it more energy. It gives it more frequency, more energy, more force behind it. So by spiraling the blood, it's turning blood into plasma. That's what the heart is doing. It reacts with the heart, it turns it into a vortex and turns the blood into the fourth state of liquid, or fourth state of matter, which is plasma. Okay? Plasma is proved to be in the blood. Plasma is a part of the blood that carries platelets and red blood cells and white blood cells around the body. Plasma makes up approximately 55% of the blood. So plasma is a state of matter, which they'll never tell you about because they try and hide plasma as much as possible. It's ionized gas. And that's what's going on in the heart. The heart is a vortex energy generator for the blood. And the blood and the body is being fed by plasma. Plasma energy, the fourth state of matter. And if you go and read the emerald tablets will tell you this exact same thing. Emerald tablets of Thoth. They're supposedly thousands of years old, or it was supposedly written by Doriel, who was an occultist. Apparently he translated them. Either way, he was an occultist. So it's either written by an occultist or it's actually 100,000 years old. In the physical are these channels, the blood which moves through the vortical motion, reacting on the heart to continue its beating. So what is that telling you? The blood moves in vortical motion. It's a vortex. Reacting on the heart. What's it reacting with? There's something in the heart that turns blood into plasma. It reacts with the blood, reacts with the heart. Then it says magnetism, which moves through the nerves paths, carrier of energy to all the cells and tissues. So your body's being fed by magnetism, people. They'll never ever teach you this in school. That your whole body is running off magnetism and plasma. You're literally you are an energy being. When you understand this, you are made of energy. You're running off spiritual, etheric energy that you cannot see. They just teach you in school that you're running off blood and oxygen. It's way deeper than this. We're being run by magnetism. Magnetism is the driving force of all creation. Magnetism, which moves through the nerve paths and carrier of energies to the cells and tissues. Akasa, which flows through the channels, subtle yet physical, completing the channels. Personally, I think a casa is plasma. Okay, plasma is a casa. Completing the channels, each one of the three attuned with each other, each affecting the life of the body. So all of these three things, okay, the heart, magnetism, and a casa, they're all working together to create the body, to create the life. Form they the skeletal framework through which the subtle ether flows. So it's telling you ether is real. Ether is the substance that connects the physical and the astral. It's your etheric body is where your chakras are. So your chakras are your etheric energy body. And these energies, these 7 energies, is what gives life to the physical form. They feed energy into the physical form. So the ether, subtle yet physical, is charging the body through the skeletal framework. So it's telling you this, and even the word heart has ether within it if you just rearranged A and the E. Put the H on the beginning of, put the H on the end of heart and you get earth. Because what the heart is actually doing, it's taking the energy of the electromagnetic field around us, which is everywhere, that everything is filled with magnetism and electromagnetism. The earth is a giant electromagnetic torus field, and all of this energy from the center is feeding directly into your heart. Because the center of this earth is the heart of the earth. The center of you is your heart. And the center of the aura borealis, whatever you want to call it, this energy that's emitted from the center of this earth is feeding directly into you, and your heart is transmuting this energy from the earth to react with your blood, and your blood is then feeding your physical body through plasma. That's what's going on. You yourself and your heart is directly connected to the earth. That's why your heart rearranged its earth. You're directly connected to the cosmos. Everything they do to poison you and give you all this stuff is to keep you disconnected from the universe. You yourself are the universe. Your body is directly in correlation electromagnetically with the earth. So the heart is the balance. That's how you connect with things, through the heart. Okay. Here you see Jesus with the Sacred Heart, always pointing at the heart. Matthew 6:21, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. What's that telling you? What's your treasure, your goal, what you're doing in life? There your heart will be also, because your heart is a guide through this lifetime. Your heart has an intelligence. Every single organ in your body has consciousness, and you think with it. You can think with these different organs. You can think with the brain, you can think with the heart, you can think with, the reproductive area. That's why, everyone always says you're thinking with your penis. For if you're a man, you know about this. People say that. That's just a saying, but it's true. You think with these body parts, people. And your heart is a guide. It knows everything that's right. It knows the things that you need to do. So that's why your heart is called a chest, because your treasure chest is in the chest. Sorry, your treasure is in the chest. And what's the treasure? Your heart. All of the wisdom, all of the understanding, all of the guidance is inside of that heart. And you need to follow your heart. That's why we say follow your heart, to find your treasure in this life. Find your purpose. That's what your treasure is, your purpose in this life. So the heart is also producing your electromagnetic field around your body. And the heart is all to do with emotions. So thought happens in the mind, which is not the brain. Then the thought in the mind produces brain activity, electrical signals, and then these electrical signals are sent to the heart, which produces an emotion. So essentially, the brain and the heart are directly connected. You need to sync them. You need to sync the brain and the heart. Why? Because you need to be thinking with emotion behind it. If you think with lack of the heart thinking also, if you think without the heart, you are only thinking for yourself and not for the empathy of others. You have to think before you take action of the emotion of others and have thought of people's feelings behind. So you must sync the heart and the brain. The actions you must take must be in line with your heart. Your heart tells you everything. Before you do something, you can feel whether it's right or wrong. You can feel it deep down within you. When you quieten your mind, you can feel it. Where when you're doing something wrong, especially when you're a child, because as you get older and you constantly do negative things, then yes, you can block out the heart completely. But deep down within people, they know what they're doing and they know whether it's right or wrong. You feel horrible when you do something bad. You feel it inside of you. And Manly P. Hall said, every time you go against the heart, you are destroying your electromagnetic field. It kills the magnetism of your body every time you go against it. Obviously, I don't know if this is true, but I agree with this. Manly P. Hall was an enlightened individual who understands the anatomy of the body, understand all of the occult things. And essentially, every time you go against your heart, you are killing the magnetism of your body, your cells, and everything about you. Because your whole body is magnetic. You have magnetic attraction all over you. So there's a saying, well, obviously in Christianity, what happens in heaven happens on earth. Well, what happens in the brain happens in your heart. Heaven is the head, earth is the heart. Every thought you think produces an emotion in the heart. Every single thought triggers an emotion. You know, when people say they got a broken heart, because all of that emotion is in the heart. Not in the heart, but in the invisible intelligence behind the heart. You must understand there's a consciousness, an invisible spiritual consciousness behind every physical thing. So your brain is dual, your heart is single. Your brain consists of two hemispheres. So when it comes to decision making in the brain, there can be confusion between the left and right hemispheres. This is why when people are confused. But the heart is a singular organ. And if you go onto Google and type in brain cells found in the heart, there are 40,000 neuron cells in the heart, the exact same cells which are found in the brain, in the cranial brain. This means that your heart is essentially a brain for your emotions, what it is. And your emotions tell you what is right and what is wrong. So every thought you think produces an emotion, and whether that emotion is good or bad will tell you whether something is right or wrong. So the heart is the guidance through this life, and your higher self resides in the heart. You have to follow the heart. You have to do what the heart tells you all the time. So I hope you enjoyed this video, people. Please feel free to contact me if you have any video ideas or anything like this. And welcome to the university. I look forward to connecting with you all. There we go. So yeah, weed can be used for good and it can be used for bad. You can use it to enter deep states of meditation. You can use it to become lazy. If you smoke it every day, you will become lazy and you will shut yourself off from things that you need to address. So you don't want to use it to escape. Okay, so don't escape. Don't use anything to escape your own mind. You must face it. Okay, so what was the next one? What age did you start talking about this stuff, learning about this stuff? It was quite young, to be honest. I started learning deeply into the occult and esoteric about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But before that, I've been always into like conspiracies and stuff like that. So that's mainly what it was. Mainly. That's how I kind of got into it, by looking into conspiracies. What do you think about manifesting? You're always manifesting. Your thoughts are always being brought into physical existence. That's basically what it is. You're using thought energy into physical reality, and that's how everything is manifested. The phone you are holding, the laptop that you're using, the book you're reading, where did these things all begin? They began in the invisible realms of mind. Everything stems from mind. The world you see around you is in the mind of God. We live in a mental universe. Everything is mental. So this is why you need to be careful of what you hear, what you see, what you smell, because everything you take in is molding your mind. The words you say mold your mind. And whatever you mold your mind to, you mold your circumstances to, your life. So your life is basically a result of every thought you thought in the past. So you change your thoughts, and further enough down the line, you'll change your external reality. Your life is a mirror of your mind. It's your mind pushed outwards. So if you fill your mind with negative music, talking about drugs, sex, you're going to fill your life with that. You become the music you listen to. You become what you listen to, because everything affects your mental state. So essentially, it's all about looking after your mind, keeping a pure mind and a pure heart. That's how you truly manifest the desired reality. But people aren't manifesting properly because they're wasting their mental energy. They're wasting their life force energy on low-level pleasures like food, lust, yes, like chasing after low-level pleasures. When you start to master yourself and you master your mind, your body, and your emotions, once you start to master this, you're no longer wasting energy on these low-level pleasures. So when you waste energy on low-level pleasures, and you stop, once you stop doing that, you have then opened up more mental capacity for you to direct this energy into a certain aspect of your life. So this is why it's so important to master your consciousness, master your mind, master your emotions, because you're wasting energy, which could be used for success. It could be used for anything to be created in your life. So that's a big part. So all of it comes together. What was the next one? Do you do Q&A in Ethereal University? Yes, we do. We do Q&As. This is all part of the university. Everything you see, you should see what you get. So in the university, you get the Manifestation Mastery course, which tells you everything about your mind, how to create your own reality, how you can gain the dream life you want. We have a real lectures section where there's like over 50 lectures. New lectures are posted every week. We have a community and live calls and Q&A and a library. So the library is another where you get all of my books plus 45 other occult rare books, and you get updates. So that's what's inside of the university. What was the next question? Do you have an account in Spanish? I have affiliates in Spanish, yes. What's your thoughts on white people not being natural to this planet? We don't live on a planet. We live in, well, you live inside of your body. Your body is a piece of organic technology. Your body produces this reality that you're experiencing. Now, what do I mean? Without your brain, you can't be in this reality. So your body is producing this world. Your body is the earth. Your body is the universe. You are God. You are consciousness. The body is the earth simulating this reality to your consciousness. So when it comes to your body, it does not matter where you are from. You are the same consciousness. The same consciousness in me is the same consciousness in the rabbit, in the dog, or the so-called melanated person. We are all the exact same consciousness. And once you understand this, once you start to realize that you are not this body is literally just a piece of technology. It's a character you're playing. It's not you. You are the I am. Every single one of us refers to ourselves as I, because I is the all-seeing I, the all-seeing eye of consciousness. This is where we all come from. So you have divine consciousness, then above us is the stars, then you have man. Now, man is very important because man is made in the image of God. We have the ability to expand our consciousness. We have the ability to move above our instinctual survival mode. Now, what do I mean? Animals are stuck in survival. They use their creative ability, because we all have the ability to bring thought into physical reality. Animals only use this creative power of mind to survive. But humans can surpass this. And this is everything I teach is about getting out of the lower self, getting out of the animal self. And once you conquer this animal self, this lower mind that wants the food, the money, the fame, the power, and sex, once you destroy this lower self, you then have the ability to expand your consciousness to understand very complex things. So humans possess the ability to know God and know the secrets of the universe. This is why humans are so important. This is why humans are made in the image of God. We can expand our minds into infinite fields of knowledge. Now, the mind cannot be filled. It is not a physical thing. It exists beyond time and space and matter. The mind isn't made out of atoms. Thoughts are not made out of atoms. So the mind can infinitely expand into new fields of knowledge, new fields of thought, far beyond the current field of thought that you are in now. But the universe is completely mental. Once you completely understand that, you'll see what I'm saying. Some people might not see what I'm saying because their mind will not, have that understanding, but some people will understand. How to activate your pineal gland. Your pineal gland, well, your third eye is your mind. It's not your pineal gland. So your mind is the third eye. Your consciousness is the eye, the third eye. It's not the pineal gland. So the pineal gland is like a radio receiver for your consciousness, for the mind. So when the pineal gland is obviously attacked through the food and the water that we drink. Hold on, let me just open the window. So when it's attacked, it becomes weaker and weaker. And this kind of interrupts with the connection. It's an antenna, it has crystals on it. So your radio, your phone, all uses crystals to pick up frequencies. It's like a radio receiver for your consciousness, because your consciousness is already outside of the body. You're already outside of the body. Your body is a state of consciousness. It's a body of consciousness. The mind is a body of consciousness. Emotions is a body of consciousness. But there is pure consciousness, which is above thought, above emotion, above the body, above all these things, is the pure source. So to activate it, first of all, you need to go on a detox. Go on a detox of a fruit detox. Make sure it's organic fruit. If you're struggling to get your minerals in, take sea moss as well. So just go on a fruit and sea moss diet for a couple of weeks, and you won't lose weight, you'll lose impurities. You'll flush out everything out of your body for a couple of weeks. Drink freshly squeezed juices to get the lymphatic system moving and the blood moving again, circulating. And once everything's out, you'll start to feel a bit better, and you can have an easier experience activating your pineal gland. Can you talk about money and water and how we can get rich from that? You don't get rich from learning that sort of stuff. You get rich from If you really want to get rich, focus on providing value. And that, if you focus on getting rich, you won't get rich. It's not about getting rich. It's about providing value. And what comes with providing value? Money. So if you're focusing on the wrong thing, focus on helping people. How can you bring solutions to people? How can you help people's lives? And along the side of that, you will gain an income from that. You see? So essentially, that's how you do it. I don't know how someone's managed to draw. It's a bit crazy. How do I get rid of that? I don't even know. Never mind. So essentially, yeah, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're focusing on the wrong thing. So, what was the next one? Let's turn this off. Talk about what's your thoughts on synchronicity? What do you mean by synchronicity? Do you listen to any music? Yes, I do listen to some music, but it's mainly music without words. Because a lot of the music now is just it's all propaganda. It's all to program you. It's all to mold your mind in some form or way. Everything they do is a form of propaganda. So just be careful what you listen to. Let's go to the bottom. Let's see what we got at the bottom. Demon retention. Very powerful. This is where all your energy's in. This is the astral liquid of your body. So this is where think about it. That liquid can produce a whole other human being. That liquid has all of the minerals, all of the energy to create a human being. It has the ability to open a portal inside of a woman. So when you keep this inside of you, you're not only keeping the energy of it, you're keeping the minerals, and the minerals can be recycled in the body. So it's very, very powerful. However, if you have a very negative mind, it can be used for bad, because that energy will be redirected into something else. What was that? How can I heal from weed damage? Just heal yourself. Fruits, vegetables, just go on the fruit-only diet. Take sea moss, take cayenne pepper. What else? Burdock root. Things very high in iron. Just stick to a natural diet, and you'll heal from anything. But if you were smoking weed a lot and smoking in general, mullein leaf is very good for the lungs. Grapes, seeded grapes, are very good for the lungs. Now look at the fruit that you're eating. Grapes are in the form of lungs. Mushrooms are in the form of ears. Walnuts are in the form of the brain. These things are communicating with you. Your body is the universe. Everything's communicating with everything. Your body's communicating with the planets. Your body's communicating with everything. Your mind's communicating with the world and energy. You're literally a walking crystal. What do you think about ginger and lemon shots? Instead of ginger, use wait, what was that? Sorry. Instead of lemon, use key limes. So use the small key limes instead of lemons, because they are the real lemons. But yeah, very good for the gut. Ginger's very good for the gut. If you look at ginger, it looks like the gut. So, is honey healthy? I stay away from honey. Should you not eat anything acidic? No, realistically not. I mean, might treat yourself now and then, but mainly stick to your raw fruit, veg diet, and you'll live a long and happy life. Let's go up. Let's see what we got up here. Can I meditate looking at the moon? You can moon gaze, but the moon is inside of you. Everything you see outside of you is inside of you. That energy of the moon is already inside of you. So it's a full moon, it's already happening inside of you. This is why witches do rituals on full moons, because the psyche is more advanced, more powerful on a full moon. It's why if you ask a policeman, you ask a firefighter, you ask an ambulance driver, normally around a full moon, there's more calls, there's more emergencies, because the moon enhances our psyche. But not the moon, but the moon is within us. The seasons happen within you. The 4 seasons of the sun are the 4 seasons of your soul. You see? So, what do I mean? These seasons are happening inside of you, not just outside of you. In the summer, you feel a lot more energized. You have more energy. You're taking action on things quick. But in the wintertime, you're more reflective. You're more emotional, because the winter's to do with water, and water is your emotional body of consciousness. See, the elements all correspond to you as well. Water is your emotion, fire is your spirit, earth is your body, and air is your mind. That's why you say you're an airhead. Air is your mind, air is the mental body of consciousness. Can you elaborate on the effects of liquor on us? Why are certain liquors stored named spirit? Because they're spirits, they're potions. So hold on, I'll try and get some more for you. Where is it? They're potions. Go onto Minecraft. And what do? What do potions do? They alter you. They make you quicker. They make you, like ancient magic potions that you hear myths about. You hear them, you see them in this, the old films. They show you the truth in plain sight. Just potions. This is what liquor is what alcohol is. It's a potion. It's produced by alchemists. Alcohol, alchemy. That's what you're consuming. And it's spirits. It's spirit. It's liquid spirits. So you're drinking a spirit. But everything has a spirit. Grass has a spirit. Everything has to have a spirit, or else it would not exist. You have a spirit. But what you're doing is making you vulnerable, for spirits to enter you. So that's why it's called a jinn. A jinn is a form of an astral entity. A jinn, or what else? A spirit, a jinn. All of these things are to do with astral entities and spiritual entities. And it contains ethanol. Ethanol, look at the beginning of ethanol. It's ETH. ETH, which is ethanol. Okay? So, ethanol is ethanol, and the ether is the barrier between physical and astral. What else? What do I think about tap water? Don't drink tap water. Don't get tap water. Is it bad to get wisdom teeth out? I mean, if you've already done it, it is what it is. But if you haven't done it, don't do it, because everything's connected in your body. Everything in your body is connected. So your teeth, each tooth is connected to organs. Your lips, that's your heart. Okay? Your lips, so you can see people's, for example, this is a gem. You can see people's mental state on their face. And what do I mean? If their eyebrows are very pointy, you can see that they're not 100%. I'm just saying they may be either very sharp person, they do things quick, or they're a very negative person. Now, you speak from the heart. Everything you do comes from the heart. Every action you take is from the heart. Everything you say is from the heart. So you can tell someone's heart by reading their words and what they say. And if they're very negative, they have a very dark heart. So you must purify your heart. So your face is a reflection of your mental and emotional state. So you can read people like that. But your ears are a womb, yes. Your ears are womb because everything you hear is a seed. And every seed enters the mind and the subconscious. And the subconscious is like a garden, which everything springs from. For example, you had a very traumatic childhood. You got beaten up as a kid. This seed in your mind will grow for years and decades, and it will turn into a fruit. Now, what do I mean? This will come into your actions. You might do what happened to you, do the complete opposite. This is how you get murderers and, rapists and stuff like that, because they've had very negative things implanted into their subconscious, which has grown over years, which they may have not realized where all of this anger truly comes from. It's trauma in the subconscious, yeah. It is. So the subconscious is very, very powerful. 90% of your daily basis behavior comes from the subconscious. What you did yesterday is what you do today because of the programs in your subconscious. And essentially who you think you are is just programs in your subconscious. Most people don't know who they are. They think, well, I've got a job. My name is Harry. I work for Revival. I do Revival of Wisdom. That's not me. This body's not me. My job is not me. My money's not me. My name is not me. You are above all of that. You are above all of this, and you must connect with your true self. Now, how do you connect with your true self? By detaching from your name, your body, your name, your body, your family, your issues, your worries. Once you turn off the thought, once you turn off emotion, and once you detach from all of these things during meditation, you're left with pure consciousness. And that's essentially who you truly are, is pure consciousness. But your consciousness is latched onto this character that you're playing. So who you think you are is essentially a bunch of programs in your subconscious that you've gained over the years of being human. It's not you. You must learn how to detach from all of that. And this is why a lot of people cannot expand their consciousness and expand their mind during astral projection, because their minds are so latched onto this character, but it's not truly you. Your mind can't detach from this body. If your mind can't do that unless it's you gain that ability to detach from the character you're playing. But you're not the character. The true you is the I am. The I am is is God. The I within you. When you say I, there's nothing higher than that in your being. There's nothing higher inside of you than the I. That's why the Roman numerals, I is the number 1. And that's why I is one line, because we are all one consciousness, one I, one all-seeing I. That's why God is omnipresent, because he's in you, he's in me, he's in everything. We are all God, all extensions of God's consciousness. The universe is one living being. And when you see it, it's kind of crazy. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. The universe is one being. Me and you are the same exact consciousness, experiencing a different reality. But we are all the center of creation. What do you think about the monk who lived for 300 years in Himalayas? Do everyone have that possibility to live that years? Yes, I truly think this. Because, think about it. I sent a list into my Telegram the other day. I sent a list into the Telegram of all of the, well, not even all of them. It was a big list about a lot of the toxins that we're being toxic. I'll try to find it. Where's it gonna load? Okay, here it is. Where is it? I'll show you this list. It's insane. So we've got seed oils, artificial food coloring, food preservatives, chemtrails, GMOs, chemical and skin products, chemicals in deodorant, chemicals in toothpaste, fluoride in tap water, chlorine in tap water, heavy metals in tap water, pesticides on the fruit, synthetic prescription medication, synthetic mineral supplements, synthetic fabrics and clothing, synthetic bedding materials, synthetic fragrances. Fragrance can be up to 10,000 different synthetic chemicals if you didn't know. Synthetic candles, fragrance, of course, sun cream, plastic water bottles, BPA in cans, plastic cutting boards, Teflon coated cookware, cigarettes, vehicle emissions, caffeine, radiation from phones and cells, radiation from smart meters, harmful music frequencies, music tuned to 440 hertz, chemicals on receipts, blue lights from screens. That's just some of the chemicals we're being bombarded with on a daily basis. A daily basis, we're being bombarded with every single one of them chemicals, pretty much. And imagine a world where none of that would happen. Think how long we would live. We're living up to maybe 70, 80, 100 years old now. Imagine 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 years ago when none of these synthetic chemicals were there. We would have lived for hundreds of years. And especially your thoughts play a massive role in this. The thoughts. Your thoughts can age your body. If you think very negatively, it will age you. If you stress, it will age you. Because the body, that's how powerful the mind is. The mind is the most powerful thing in the universe. Everything came from it. So have a think. The phone you're holding was a thought. The pencil was a thought. What else? Everything you see around you was a thought. It began in the invisible realms of consciousness. Therefore, this world you see is an externalization of mind. It's an effect of mind. The whole universe is inside of your mind. You are living in a mind. You're living in the mind of God. Now, everything you see is an effect of mind, is an effect of thought. Everything is thought. Okay? So, I'm sorry, but if you're promoting stuff in here, I'm going to have to kick you out. Okay, so everything is thought. This world is an outcome of thought. It's an effect. Everything you see is already manifested. Already manifested. You don't want to change this effect world. You want to change your mind, because when you change the mind, you change matter. Thought creates matter. Okay. We become mind and God after we die. We are eternal. You'll never die. You can't die. It's impossible. You die every night when you go to sleep. And then when you wake up from that dream, you die and wake up in this body. You will never die. You can't die. Everything's eternal. Everything in this universe is eternal, because everything's a part of mind. Everything's an extension of mind. Everything's an extension of God. Everything's an extension from the one consciousness. Do you see it? Mind and matter. Mind and matter are one. Consciousness creates matter. Does it mean that we think about money and then money comes to us, right? No, not essentially. Now, you're thinking about the wrong thing. Don't think about, if you want money, you're not going to get money. You attract what you are, not what you want. It's called a mindset. You got to set your mind to a frequency, to a reality, and it will come to you. Now, what do I mean? If you want money, focus on providing value. Focus on creating a solution for people. Don't want money, want to help people. If you gain money with a dark heart and a negative heart, you won't keep that money because your heart will come into your reality somehow. It will destroy you. You have to do things with a good heart. If you don't do it with a good heart, it will come back around and take everything from you. So focus on giving people value, helping people's lives, providing a solution for people, and money will come with that. That's how you gain money. Okay, please, can we stop spamming the same comments, the same questions? So, yeah. What do you think about psychotherapy? Is that some sort of therapy? I mean, depends. You know, I don't want to say don't do it and then you go and don't do it and then it changes your life and some crazy stuff. But what I'm saying is you need to learn how to master your own mind and learn how to meditate and turn off the mind. And once you start meditating every day and you gain that ability of turning off thought and turning off emotion and turning off everything, so turning off all of your emotion, all of your connections, all of your just everything. Once you learn how to turn off the mind, depression doesn't exist, anxiety doesn't exist, because you rise above thought. There is a realm above thought. And once you learn how to access that realm by turning off thought, that's why Jesus says, take no thought. 5 times he says that. Take no thought, take no thought. Because once you learn how to do that, you rise above all of your problems, because all of your problems exist in the thought realm. There's no anxiety, there's no depression, there's nothing. So you need to learn how to master your mind. Learn how to meditate. And if you're thinking, you're not meditating. How can we start to meditate? Sit down and think of nothing. And if just try and experience your thoughts. So if a thought comes, push it away and carry on. And then there'll be about 5 seconds of nothingness. And then another thought will come. Push it away and then keep doing it. And the longer you push away these thoughts, the more consistent and more disciplined you are every day to turning up and meditating, the longer the gap will become. And the gap between another thought will then become half an hour, sometimes an hour. So you can then think, you can then meditate for like an hour with no thought. And this is when because once the mind is turned off, once the thought aspect of consciousness is turned off, you are opening up new doors for your consciousness. You're opening up new avenues of your consciousness. That's what the power of meditation. And once you start to master your mind and you have the ability to turn off thought, this will then come into all aspects of your life. It will come into every aspect of your life. For example, you'll be able to turn off thought when you're about to make a bad decision. Your decision making will be good. Your anxiety will go out of the window because you won't no longer have it. You'll always remain in the present moment. So it's basically organizing and disciplining the mind. It's meditation. That's why it's so powerful. You have to learn how to do it. What do you think about where do humans come from, or what created us? Well, we are all extensions of God. We are all God's mind manifested in physical form. We are all extensions of God. Not you, not the character you're playing. Your character is not God, but I'm saying your consciousness is. The awareness you have, the mind you have, that's God. The pure awareness, the pure consciousness is God. Not who you think you are, your name, your body, your job, your circumstances, your worries. That's not God. You are the pure consciousness, and your consciousness is latched on to this character you're playing. But once you learn how to get rid of that character and detach from it, that's the essence within you that is God. Okay. What else have we got? Did sugar turn off the thought broadcasting ability? I really don't know what you mean by that question, sorry. What is consciousness? Awareness? Creativity? So, consciousness is... Right. So, yes, it's observation. On the highest level of consciousness, it's pure observation and pure cause. Now, on the lower, so you have observation. So there's different bodies of consciousness. You have observation, that's the eye. It's this eye you see here. Then you have mind, which is the thinking aspect of consciousness. So thoughts are not physical. Thoughts are not a part of your brain. This is an aspect of your consciousness. Then you have, under thought, you have emotional body of consciousness. You have thoughts, emotions, observation, and then you have imagination. Imagination is an aspect of your consciousness. And then they are mainly the four things inside of your consciousness. Because imagine, you can't split open the brain and see someone imagining something. You can't split open a brain and see a thought. You can't split open the brain and see an emotion, because these things exist metaphysically. They don't exist physically. They're in consciousness. And that's what everything stems from. Now, and if you really want to connect with this, you must detach. You must sit down and detach from everything. Now, what do I mean? Sit down, detach from your name, detach from your body. Say, I'm not the body, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not my name, I'm not my worries, I'm not my money issues, I'm not the car, I'm not the clothes. And once you detach from every worry and every little aspect you identify yourself with, you're left with the mind. You're left with thought. And then once you're left with the mind is then attached to a language. That little voice in your head is using a language. You need to detach from that language. And once the mind is detached from that language, you're left with a pure consciousness, pure awareness, pure cause. It's a cause. It's a cause. Like everything comes from that cause. What's your opinion on Rosicrucians' secret society? I know that the symbol of the Rosicrucians is the cross with the rose in the middle, which represents the cross is your body, the Jesus cross is your body, and the rose is your heart, because all of your action comes from the heart. So there's a lot of secret teachings of the heart in Rosicrucianism. If we are all God, are we the devil also? Yes. You have the ability to bring in a non-physical thought into a physical reality. You have this creative power of bringing thought into physical matter. You can use this for your gain. You can use this for darkness, which is the devil. Do evil is the devil. Or you can do this for good, which is God. You have a higher mind, which is the mind that wants love and wisdom and knowledge.